It's interesting that that you called your process a game because the word game already makes it a little non-threatening. Where you're not putting people on the
Mhm.
spot. You're because to me it sounds like you're from when I was reading about it on your website. I was like, oh, I think you're essentially doing this trick where you're getting people to be in therapy with strangers and talk about each other through these games and to,
Mhm.
like you say, to become more aware of another person's situation and to understand their story and where they're coming from. And if you understand them, it's like giving. I'm less likely to kill a pig to eat it if I name it because I'm connected to that pig now. I understand your story. I'm not going to be racist
Yeah.
towards you. I'm not going to be angry towards you. I'm not going to think that you're taking my job or if you deserve the recognition from the world the way they're asking you, the way you're demanding because I know
Yeah.
your story now. So for me,
Well,
that was a very interesting aspect of what you're doing.
yeah, it's fascinating. You mentioned the word therapy, but the word game is a lot safer space. We're going to get together. It is therapeutic. There's no question about it being therapeutic, but basically it's a game, and in order to keep working on this stuff, I had to familiarize myself a bit with game theory and why it is that gaming works. And we've created in the game 5 different kinds of cards, which are different kinds of learning and exchange, and you know one of the things is the game sets you in a new reality, and that means it's the safe space of a game. It's like, okay, falling off a cliff is deadly, but riding a roller coaster is is exciting, and you're open to new experiences. Okay, so yeah, mimicking, mime, being somebody else. One of the things I frequently do when I work at training and teaching and so on is I use uh, theater techniques, theater learning techniques, the kind of stuff that you do to teach people to do theater. And one of the techniques I do is that, maybe I got a class of a dozen people. I'll line up 6 of them on either side of the room. And you do an improvisational theater training thing, which is I put somebody in the middle of the room. I usually start with myself, and then somebody has to come up from one side and they'll look at me and say, "Oh, Dad, I crashed the car," and then I have to play Dad for about 2 seconds. And then that person stands in the middle. Somebody comes from the other side and says, honey, we won the lottery. Whatever they come up with, And what I found is that often, uh, this is also empathy training in a very abstract kind of way, but often there are people who are absolutely reluctant to do this, and once they've done it once or twice, they say, "Oh, wow, can we do it again?" Because a part of them opened up in the safe space of a game, and they take that back out into life with them, and that's the same thing that goes on in the game we've created for small groups. And there's lots. I encourage people different kinds of games to make things work like that. But the fact that we are able to talk to each other safely and sympathetically and make contact, there can also be disagreements and so on. This is why we facilitate the game. But by and large, it's been just absolutely wonderful. I really feel good about this. I mean, this has only come up in the last 3 or 4 years since the migrant crisis. And I mean, I learned a lot about the game in this new context. Originally the game was created for, okay, you're opening up a business in another country. What do you need to know about these people? And I mean, I still do that kind of work. I mean, one of the power companies here in France got sold to General Electric in the United States. So I went to Paris and Spain, got somebody in Brazil to do how to live and work with U.S. American business people. Um, that's still valid stuff. But putting people who have to live together and work together and be in the same community together gives it a whole new dimension.